Yo, hey, what's up, y'all? I'm adjusting my camera right now, giving y'all a different point of view, kind of at home video, pretty much. I hope everybody having a blessed day. Like and subscribe to my channel if you can. Dropping vids every day. Sorry, I'm fixing my camera. But yeah, today I want to pretty much talk about like my life uh, when I was running like pretty much OTR slash regional. It was like a combination of both. And pretty much in this video, I want to talk about like experiences that I had out on the road, like things that I came into, like, excuse my phone, like came into contact with, like, getting to shippers, getting there at a certain time, trying to get there, in a timely manner to get that load off, whatever. And I could think about like two real bad, strict, appointment times that I had. It was like dealing with like food products. And then another instance, it was like an XPO account, and it had something to do with mail. They was super strict on the times on both of them loads. I'm gonna start with the food load. Like with the food load, I was picking it up. I'm based out of Chicago. I was picking up this load at Wisconsin, Kenosha area, and they want this load to be picked up like it was a midday account, pretty much. They wanted to be picked up at 5:30 and delivered into Michigan, Detroit area by like, it was a crazy time in the morning. It was a straight through shot. It was like, I want to say like 9, 8 time. I'm on Central Time, they're on Eastern Standard Time. So I'm getting loaded up there. It typically take anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour to get loaded. And it was a straight shot over. But the problem was in the wintertime, going into Michigan, if you're familiar with like Chicago, Chicagoland area, all the Midwest up and through here, at night it like to freeze up around this time. So you gotta, cut your speed to a certain, watch your speed for the weather conditions and whatnot. There's one particular night that I'm speaking about. It was crazy because they supposed to have loaded the truck at like, you know, for like, just loaded it in a timely manner, but everything just had went wrong this day. Like it was like 3 call offs that day, and they had to pull people from other departments to get the truck loaded. Long story short, I get there like, about 5 o'clock. Pickup time was 5:30, so I'm early to get loaded. So I go on the door, and they was like, okay, we're gonna get somebody to load you. We're just waiting for the next shift to come in. Usually I feel them on the truck no later than about 5:50, 6 o'clock. They back there doing what they gotta do, get me out. And I'm usually out of there around 6:15. So I don't feel nothing. I've been in the door from like, 5:05 to like 5:10. I'm still waiting for them about, 5:45. I'm like, okay, something ain't up, something up. Maybe I should, get out and go back in there and see what's going on. So I wait. I give them 6 o'clock. I'm like, okay, they might be a little later. Long story short, I go in now, and the manager was like pretty much pulling his hair out because he didn't have nobody to load the freight that I needed to go on my truck for this straight through delivery time at Gordon Foods over in Michigan. So he was like, man, I'm really trying to, get the right people in place to get you loaded and get you out of here. I know you frustrated. I am too. But I have, nobody really to load the truck. He didn't even know how to really even work the forklift. So I'm like, how you manager, but you don't know how to work the forklift? It's not, knocking nobody for their job. So he ended up having to pull another guy that do a completely different job to, try to load this truck. So long story short, it took him a minute, but he ended up getting me loaded up. It was about 8 o'clock. I was highly pissed. I was pissed. So we got that going on. Then on top of it, it snowed like really, really bad this day. It was like snowy as hell, icy out. So I'm like, man, I got to drive on pins and needles through Wisconsin, go through Chicago, through Indiana to even get to Michigan to try to get this load there. So I'm telling, my dispatcher at the time, I'm telling him like, man, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get this there. He telling me like, man, we got to get this there, and they real strict on the point. I'm like, yeah, I understand all that, but I'm just telling you, for the driving conditions, I may not be able to get this load there by 9 a.m. in the morning. If it get bad, I'm going to have to shut down. Long story short, I put the wool over my head and I got the load there. I got it there with like an hour and a half left on my drive clock. An hour and a half. So I get there. They got a line so goddamn long, man. It wrapped around the corner twice at Gordon Foods to even get through the, the guard shack gate to get in the door. It took me about an hour to get in there. Once I finally get in there, they tell me, "Oh, you supposed to be here at 8 o'clock. Huh? They say, "Yeah, you supposed to be here at 8 o'clock. We're going to have to put you back. We got a lot of trucks. We're going to have to fill you in." Everybody knows, if you've been driving sometime, when they say they finna fill you in, you finna sit there all day. So I'm sitting there, I'm like, I call my dispatcher back. I tell him, I'm like, "Man, look, something screwed up with the delivery times. They said it wasn't 9 o'clock, it's supposed to be at 8. So I'm sitting there, and he was like, "No, the broker told me that, the load was for 9, and he get to doing, making his calls, make everything, justifiable," which I knew it was a screw up somewhere between him and the broker on this time. While all that's going on, I'm still waiting to even get in the door. Be in mind, I told you it was wrapped around the corner. When I got in there, it was over 30 trucks sitting just like me for about 15 doors they was working out of. So I'm like, okay, it's going to be one of these days. I'm like, all right, I'm going to have to wait. I wait there, and I wait there. I end up had to, go off duty, do my reset or whatever, but I'm still on yard. So I can go ahead and put the truck in the door. But as far as me coming out of the door and finding someone to park, that ain't happening. I'm going to have to pull on the side somewhere. I already knew that. So my dispatcher finally get back to me. He tell me like, "Yeah, man, I'm sorry. It was a mix up," which I already know. And it did supposed to be there at 8. Be a man, it was snowing. There was no way I was going to get there at 8 anyway. So I end up, sitting at that appointment, man. It took me I might as well say about a day and a half to get that load off. So they ended up getting that off. That was a real kooky experience because they was requesting lumpers, and if you don't have a lumper, you got to take it off yourself. And I'm like, man, I don't really want to, get into the detail of all that or whatnot. So that was one particular load that I didn't, too much care for when I was running over the road, was like the food stuff, because of those things may occur and they be like real time sensitive. My second occurrence was with an XPO. I had an XPO account that I used to run. I really liked it. It was coming from Fond du Lac, Wisconsin, going down to the Atlanta, GA area, down in there. So I would pick this particular load up. I'll run this load like twice a week when I was running it. I ran it twice a week, go down, then come back up, go down, then come back up. So I end up picking this load up one day, man. When I say I got up there and they had these boxes preloaded, I bring a trailer, drop it, and they had a load preloaded to go back down with. This day the load wasn't loaded. So I'm like, okay, here we go again. I'm like, this load ain't preloaded. Y'all want this load to be in Georgia. It was like a day and a half window in between to getting it there. But if you miss that window, it's like all hell breaks loose or whatnot. Like they calling dispatchers. It's just a whole bunch of BS with the load or whatever. But it wasn't ready at this particular time. So I end up going to a little truck stop, waiting now. They took my number and they told me they would call me when the load was ready. I get up there around 2 o'clock p.m. this day. They didn't end up calling me till the night guys got in at 10 o'clock to pick the trailer up. Now, our bobtail from the Loves there was about a 25-minute ride. I get up there, I hook up. When I hook up to the box, my truck ended up blowing the brake chamber. I'm pissing air everywhere. So I'm like, come on, man, are you serious? Like, everything that could go wrong went wrong that day. So now I had to cap off that air chamber, go all the way back to Love's where I was at, get that repaired. Took them boys 6 hours. So now in real time, I'm about 12 hours down in between. So I'm like, man, I don't even know I'm gonna be able to get this load. I'm telling my dispatcher this. I'm like, I don't even know I'm gonna be able to get this load down here, man. It took them so long to fix the truck. I had to reset, do a split on the reset, so my time wasn't really lining up to get it done. He was like, man, you know, I believe in you, which all dispatchers will tell you this. I believe in you. If anybody can get it there, get it there. They want you to turn into a super trucker. I wasn't trying to hit that, but to each his own. So I'm like, man, I'll see what I can do. So I end up, putting my big boy pants on, getting everything straight, filled up there, and I just drove as much as I could that day. Now, the trip itself from Fond du Lac to Atlanta, Georgia, was about a 13 and a half hour drive. I would have to stop in my truck twice and fill up. And when I get there, I'll probably have about a quarter tank left by the time I get there. So pretty much what I was, I rode as much as I could. I drove 8 hours till my clock was requiring me. Well, it was like 7 hours, 45 minutes before my clock started to tell me like, yeah, you need to take a break. So I just pulled in another Love's in the Memphis, Indiana area. That, if you're familiar with that, it's like the bottom part of Indiana down in there. So it's a real small town, but they got a decent Love's down that way. Ended up doing my little 30 there, sat there a little while. Then I'm sitting there. I'm like, okay, maybe I can get a shower in because after all this, I'm sweaty and all that. I'm like, man, maybe I can get a shower in. So I tried to get a shower in, but it was just too crazy in there. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna be able to, sit here all this time and then, go because they was like, yeah, this is about 45-minute wait for that. So I'm like, I'll just tough it out till I get to the Atlanta area. I'll find someone down there to freshen up. So I end up, getting back in the truck. When I'm leaving the place, it was a flatbed and a van trailer. It had collided, but all the flatbed product, which he had some metal piping on there, they collided and everything went on the ground, blocking one of the entranceways. So you got like 20 trucks coming in, 20 guys trying to go out. And I'm like, damn, why does it have to be me at this point? Because it's like back to back stuff happening while I'm under this load that's super time restrictive. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna chill out and I'm gonna get there when I get there safely. All while this going on, dispatcher study checking in with me, seeing how far I made it and all that. How I'm looking on ETA. I hate when they do that, the ETA thing, but I understand the business of it. You're trying to keep track and keep everybody happy with the load. And it was, some product that they needed at the XPO with the mailing. I guess they had like packages and stuff on there that needed to be delivered on another truck to go somewhere else that same day. So I end up getting it there. I think I got it there about an hour and a half or a little bit under an hour later than what it was expected to be there. When I got there, they instantly took the trailer. They just told me to drop it in the middle and then have a spot, a yard dog, put it in the door. I got it in there. Then they told me where my empty was placed. I get over there, man. Somebody stole 2 sets of tires off it. And I was like, man, I just want to go home at this point because I was burnt. I'm like, man, I'm burnt on this load, like getting it there. And now I got to try to wait another 3 hours for somebody to come put tires on this thing. But, I don't want to riddle too long about that. It was just like some of my experiences that I went into with like time sensitive loads when I was running over the road. It's like a series of, things that you may encounter if you're running long hauls. And I just want to share that story with you all, those 2 stories of, things that I ran into when I was on the road or whatnot. And, give you a little light on my side, uh, on little things that I just ran into. I'm going to turn this into a little series. It may be in and out of the truck, but, just give me your feedback on it. If you want to comment some of your stories down below, I love to hear them. And, don't let your job, I just say that to say like the moral of the video, Don't let the job try to rush you on getting somewhere. Always try to get there safely on your accord, because at the end of the day, it's just a job, man. So try to get there safely. Make sure you and your load are secure. Get it there timely manner, and then just get back home safely. Because at the end of the day, it's just a job. Something happened to you, they just gonna replace you anyway. Put somebody else in that seat, whether you be company or you're an owner operator. You only get one life to live, man. So I say that to just be safe at all time, guys. I love you guys. Thank you for tuning in. And if you could like and share my video, I'm trying to go up all 2026, man. And I'm just gonna keep dropping content and giblets as I go, man. I'm just gonna freestyle it and give you honest reviews and things that I done came in contact with being on the road, man. Like, once again, I thank you guys for tuning in. Merry Christmas to everybody. I hope you and your family are having a blessed around this holiday season. And I'll be back probably not tomorrow because it's a family day. See you guys Friday. I love you. Thank you. I'm out, man.